everybody, it's Catherine from Jayne Catherine on Books, and I'm here to show you my TBR for April. So sorry it's a bit late, but you'll have seen from the previous video why. And I'm back to choosing from my shelves again, everybody. I need to still get down my shelves, both physical and on my Kindle, especially my Kindle. There's loads on there, loads. So I thought moving forward I will try and do choose a few from each of them. But first of all, I've already started this just before March Mystery Madness, and then I put it down for that, picked it back up again a couple of days ago. So this is Rachel Joyce's latest, Miss Benson's Beetle. It's fabulous. I'm loving it. I like all her books. I've never had a bad one yet, but some are really wow and they stick out in my memory, like Harold Fry, and this is going to be another one. Miss Benson's Beetle it's just going to be another one of those. Unless something drastic happens, this is going to be a 5-star. So I'm going to carry on with that. I'm on page 150, so I'm happy with the progress of that. But because they're very much character driven, a bit slower paced, I like to have something a bit, easy, quick and easy or whatever to slot in with that as well. So I have chosen a couple off my Kindle. So the first one, and I'll put the picture up here, is O. Henry by Rachel Cavanagh. And this is one of my picks, or should I say Nelson's picks from last month that I didn't get to. So I've put it on this month because I'm still excited to get to it. So I'm putting that on there. And then another from my Kindle is Carnations and Chaos. This is by Lovett. And oh, she's very prolific. I presume she's a she. I'm sure she's a she. Loads of posts on social media about the different series and what's happening next and what's coming up next. I've not read any of them before. So Carnations and Chaos is from the Port Danby series, and this is number 2. I'm sure I've read number 1. I tried to find it. It's on my Kindle somewhere. So I'm going to read number 2, Carnations and Chaos. Just let me get my phone because the blurb is on there. And I was looking at it on my Kindle, but let me just bear with. Okay, so I wanted to read this out because I thought this was quite relevant to other things we've been talking about. So this says, Lacy Pinkerton, the local flower shop owner, is thrilled to supply colourful flower arrangements for the 3rd annual food fair being held in Port Danby Town Square. When one of the well-known but not so well-loved bloggers is found dead, in her motel room, Lacy steps in to help Detective James Briggs solve the case, whether he likes it or not. So I'm all excited because it's somebody Pinkerton, and as you know, I've said this before, but those that are new here, the Pinkerton Detective Agency, which is in the Ray Celestine books, our surname is Pinkett, so I've just got this bit of a fondness for these these things, and we've got Lacy Pinkerton. Because we get called all sorts, Pinks, Pinkett, Pinkett, all sorts. So I'm excited to read that. I think that'll be great. London, I want to call it Linda. London Lovett is a Goodreads author. And I'm still trying to find out if it's, very prolific in series. I still don't know. I'll have to look into that for next time. So that's that one. So a couple of nice cozies on there to be reading in between maybe Miss Benson's Beetle. And then also on my Kindle I've got Forever Interrupted, and this is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I did start reading this as well before we went into March Mystery Madness. So I'm going to pick that one back up. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's about a young woman who's not been married all that long, and unfortunately something happens to her husband. And I think she clashes horns with her new mother-in-law. And I think there's a lot to do with, you know, female friendship and grief in there. So we'll see. I am anticipating this to restore my faith in Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I found, and dare I say this, and I've said it before, I found the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I found a bit problematic. I wasn't the big fan, you know, one of these people that thought it was marvellous. But I have heard that many liked her earlier books, so I'm giving it a try, and I am enjoying it so far, so that's good. Then, what have I picked from my shelves? So this one's been on it a while. It's The Rise and Fall of Jayne, and this is by Corrie Garrett. Now, this is one of my Jane Eyre retellings, and I do like to collect Jane Eyre retellings because Jane Eyre is one of my favourite classic books after doing it for O-level at school. And this is just one of those such in my collection. I've not read it yet. So Jane Augusto wants to leave her lonely, dysfunctional past behind when she gets a job as nanny at Miles Hayes' mansion. But although Jane wouldn't know a healthy family from a slap in the face, she knows this isn't it. It only takes a few encounters for her to feel drawn to Miles, but she refuses to be that nanny. You know, the one who falls for a boss. She won't break her heart on a wealthy player or raise the hopes of the little girl she cares for. But when attempted murder shakes up the family, Jane's heart falters. Should she trust Miles or hit the road before the mystery of the house destroys her life? Oh, that sounds, I've forgotten how good that sounds. That's it when you rediscover things off your shelves. So, yeah, hoping I can get to that one. Then next, The Abyssinian Proof by Jenny White. Now, I did read, I've got it here to show you, and thoroughly enjoyed it, by Jenny White. The Sultan's Seal, historical fiction, in the Bosphorus. This, oh, it's just excellent book, that one. So this is another one. I was so enjoyed that one that I wanted to try some more by her. And this one is set in 1453 in Constantinople and of days of the Byzantine Empire. So Constantinople is Istanbul, and this is, the city is preparing for the final onslaught by the Ottoman Turks. Isaac Metakites and his family are entrusted with a silver reliquary, takes some saying that, you know, a relic, carved with the figure of a weeping angel and the inscription, "Behold the proof of Chora, container of the uncontainable." I shouldn't pick this, too hard to say. 400 years later, Magistrate Camille Pasha is plagued by thefts of antiquities from mosques and churches and a series of murders in which the bodies bear the same distinctive mark. Sources lead Camille to a hidden sect descended from Abyssinian slaves living in an abandoned cistern in Istanbul's, see, I can't even say it, Istanbul's gritty underworld. The re-emerging of the forgotten reliquary sets off a brutal race between those sworn to protect it and those who will stop at nothing to gain its explosive secret. So I better get it read this month, because I can't go through all this malarkey saying all those words again when I haven't. So I better read it. Actually, it sounds really exciting, and if it's anything like The Sultan's Seal, I mean, I highly recommend that. That was fabulous. It will be good. It will be good. And actually, it is an area of historical fiction that we don't always see all that many titles about. So I will be excited to get to that. And then these two I've chosen, and I think they may well fall into a wrap up for my duo series, because they're both older generation, the elderly getting on with the young generation. And I know these will be perhaps two that my bestie at Woman versus Books, Kerry Ann, I think she'd love these, because she loves those stories where you know, you get the wisdom of the elderly and a new slant put into the equation by somebody that's a lot younger and got different ideas. So this one's been on my shelf for a while. It's called Bonnie and Stan. And this is by Anna Stuart. It says, after 50 years together, Stan still adores his wife, so why is he dating again? And this is probably going to be a teary one. So they met in the 60s. They've now grown up, they've grown old together, had children and grandchildren, finally building their dream home, and disaster strikes. Stan is running out of time and can't bear the thought of leaving Bonnie alone. Alongside his teenager granddaughter Greya, he forms a plan to find Bonnie a new love of her life, and she must never find out. Oh. So I think that's going to be a teary one, but I think there'll be some gems of inspiration in there, and you know, some poignant moments. And then this one, The Growing Pains of Jennifer Ebert. And it says age 19 going on 91. Oh, and I love this on here. Look at this. It's a fabulous photograph, that. I love it. So Jennifer's 19 and she's moved to Sunset Promenade, and it's a retirement home. But obviously they've not got all the beds filled, and also they're taking in students to live there. So it's a good deal for the students, because they'll have somewhere to live while they're doing the studies, and it's bringing some income in for the home and the residents. So despite their differences in age, Jennifer and the older residents thrive and embark on a series of new adventures, which is just what I was saying about the wisdom of the old and the new adventurous spirit of the young. But when Sunset Promenade is threatened with closure, cracks begin to show, and this quirky group of friends must work together to save their home. It says this is about the importance of friendship, the value of community, and it's never too late to have the time of your life. Well, I think we'll all be doing that when we're out of lockdown, won't we? Everybody will be going crazy. I bet there's going to be parties and all sorts going off, street parties. So, yeah. So I think those two will fit nicely together. They've both got a similar theme. So I hope I can get to those. So there we are, guys. There's the group of books, some from a Kindle, some from my shelves, that I'm hoping to get through. I mean, already we're in the 11th of April, and there's quite a few to go through yet, but I'm hoping so. There's 8, so I think there's 8, so that's not too bad. And a couple of the Kindle reads are nice cozies, so they're nice to get through as well. So let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you fancy any of these titles. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next video. Bye for now.